G'day, I'm Joel Rasmussen from Fight News Australia, and fresh off his UFC debut, I'm speaking to Mr. Stephen Erceg. Steve, thank you so much for talking to me again.
Oh, my pleasure. Always good to be on.
Absolutely, it's always a pleasure to speak to you. And first off, huge congratulations. Fantastic performance. What would you rate yourself out of 10 with that performance?
I don't know, 5 or 6. Obviously, I was happy I won, but yeah, looking at some of the stuff I did, a lot of room for improvement. That's for sure.
You're back home at the moment. You flew back to Perth, didn't get a chance to hang around Vancouver. Are you someone who goes straight back into the gym after something like this, or do you take a little bit of some time off?
No, I definitely want to be back in the gym working on some technical stuff, but yeah, got told to have no contact. I guess sparring. For 14 days, and calf's still a bit sore, so we'll do nice and light things, nothing too hard.
How are you following those rules? I know you said you got told to not do any sparring, but is that something you'll actually do, or
Look, we'll give it a week and we'll see how I feel.
the itch might come back?
Yeah.
So when we spoke before the fight, you mentioned not getting a chance to hang around Vancouver, coming home to corner one of your boys from the gym. How is the feeling of the gym? You know, they say, like a rising tide lifts all boats. What's the feeling in the gym now?
Yeah, everybody's pretty pumped up. I think we have 10 people that immediately put their name down to fight. And so, yeah, everybody's excited. They're, yeah, riding the high. So I'm excited to see Richie fight tonight on Dragonfire. And, yeah, can't wait for 2 wins in the gym in a week. So that'd be great.
Do you feel almost obviously one of the highest level guys in the gym? I know the gym's full of good fighters. Do you feel that do you feel like a leader, I guess, is the way to word it?
Nah, not really. I feel like just another guy in the gym, and the leaders are the coaches in the gym. So, yeah, I'm just a average bloke.
What is the response following your win been from people, both at home, online? Are you feeling the support?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of the people that said I suck online now are saying, "Oh, maybe I'm not too bad," and all the people that were in the gym with me already knew what I could do. So they've always shown me support. So nothing's changed for them.
So you came into that fight 8 days notice, beaten top 10 in the world, a nice shiny new number 14 next to your name in the
Yeah.
rankings. What type of message do you think that sends the division?
I think it basically tells everybody that there's new guy in the pond, and yeah, I claimed that I'm going to be the toughest guy, or that I am the toughest guy in the division. And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, they can come test themselves.
So I've heard you talk about it a little bit in another interview you did just after the fight, how the lights were bright. You're in the UFC, the brightest the lights get, but also not too much of unfamiliar territory. You fought in front of some bigger crowds before. Take me through it. Take me through the walkout. Did you get to enjoy every moment of it? Were you like focused so much on getting into the cage? What was doing the walkout like?
Yeah, it was interesting. So usually when I walk out, I don't want to high five anybody, don't want to look at anybody. I just walk into the cage. It's like business only. But yeah, it was just something about it was extra exciting. And so yeah, people were hanging over the rafters trying to get high fives. Like I had to give some out, and then yeah, walked in, and I tried not to pay too much attention to Bruce Buffer, but then I caught his ring. I was like, man, like how much did this guy make? And yeah, it was an exciting thing.
That's awesome. Man of the people, Stephen Erceg, giving out high
Yeah,
fives.
something like that.
Was that good energy? Did you feed off that energy?
Yeah, for sure. Like I, I was thinking about it just before I walked out. It felt like you're a gladiator or you're in the Colosseum. In those moments, you sort of could understand why they did it. It's a different feeling. It's hard to explain.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
incredible. What were the feelings once you got into the cage? Obviously it's different, but it's similar. You've been in cage fights before, but it's on a different level. just being in there, did it feel any different?
No, I felt the same. I felt like sparring. So another guy in front of you trying to figure him out. It's just, yeah, another day at the office.
You landed a huge cross and a huge head kick in the second round that I think completely changed how that fight was being perceived. You pulled away in the second half of the second round, and then the third round just completely locked it down. In between those rounds, what is that kind of feeling like? You're making your UFC debut. Does everything rush into you when you're like, this is it? Or do you stay calm and does it sink in after the fight?
I think it sinks in after the fight. Yeah, during the fight, you're just trying to think about the next round, making sure you secure the next round, look for the finish, all that sort of stuff. You have your coach telling you all the technical things that like technical adjustments to make that you can get the finish, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it doesn't sink in until well and truly after the decision.
What was the feeling once it sank in?
Uh, Immediately after it was like relief, the fact that I got it done. Like I didn't want to go out there and be like some of those other guys. It's like they're fighting a guy they shouldn't be in there with anyway. They put in a performance that's way better than you expected, but they ultimately still lose. I wanted to like be that guy, like really put my stamp on the division straight away. So yeah, relief was the immediate reaction, and then like I don't know, just I don't know what the other emotion would be. Just yeah, happy, I guess. I don't know.
You like using that word there. Sometimes you see people go in with someone they shouldn't be in there with.
Yeah,
Did that feeling come in, or when you were in there?
I thought yeah, I felt like I should be in there with him, but I know other people obviously would look at me like a debut guy, which I was debut guy against a number 10 ranked guy. So like the perception is I shouldn't be in there with him, but I knew, or yeah, I believed that I was on the level, and I proved that I was.
Is that almost a weird feeling? Because obviously, as you said, you're on that level. You know that, and even we've mentioned, there's some haters online, people who don't, people who doubt. But you're making your UFC debut against a top 10 in the world, and you 30-27 him, 29-28 him. You put on a great performance where you showed not just your grappling, but your striking. Was it at all surreal, or is it just like, yeah, I know I'm meant to be here?
Uh, the part that's surreal is like you get to hear DC talk, you get to see Brit, like all that surreal. But as far as like yeah, I expected to be able to put on a performance against a guy like that. I fought a lot of good people over my time and had a lot of good experiences. I trained very hard, so I believed I was on the level. And as I said, I thought I could get the finish. So the fact that I didn't, lots of stuff to work on, but yeah, that's life, right?
After the fight, I'm not sure if you got a chance to see any of the post-fight press conferences from anyone else. Dana was very complimentary of you. He called you a stud and said you put on a badass performance. Those were the exact quotes. Did you get a chance to talk to Dana or anyone backstage?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he asked for me to come backstage and talk to him one on one. So that was the most nerve wracking part of the whole night. To be honest, I went out there and made a fool of myself, and then went out and did all the normal interviews, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, next time I'll have to take a breath, articulate better, and yeah, we'll do it better next time for sure.
If you can tell me what did you talk to Dana about?
Oh, I can't really remember. I know he was talking about how'd you get up, and I said something stupid about something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He was being complimentary, and I was being an idiot. So there you
Always a humble man, Stephen Erceg.
go.
Uh, so first off, obviously Dana very impressed by your performance. Very nice bonus as well. You got to be happy with that. What do you think you're going to spend the 50 grand on?
I'm really boring, so I'm gonna start paying off my house and that sort of stuff. Wait for a few more bonuses down the line, and then I can buy something more fancy like a Maserati or something.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with smart
Yeah.
investments. Is it, do they just give you like the money in a briefcase, or like how does getting the bonus literally work?
Nah, you have to supply your own briefcase, and they just give you the cash.
Oh, that's pretty good. He's pull out bricks of it.
Nah, they wire it over. So yeah, I'll receive it at some stage soon.
That's fair. They give it to you in like the money in the bank briefcase.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be nice. Yeah, they put it
yeah.
at the top of a ladder, and you have to go beat another guy for it.
Yeah, for real. And then
Yeah.
halfway through a match, you can run out and cash in with it.
Yeah.
So last time we spoke, and also after the fight, you talked about the next step is UFC Sydney, but the next name, anyone, you know.
Yeah.
You've beaten someone in the top 10. They've put you into the top 15. Do you think that name is someone within the top 15, or are you going to look into the top 10 again, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking at number 8. So Matt Schnell is somebody that I want to fight. He walked out a few fights ago to my walkout song, and we can't have that. So we're going to fight for the walkout song. Winner takes all.
Gimmick infringement. You can't be stealing your gimmick.
Exactly.
Well, I wanted to ask, I've been wanting to ask before, what is the walkout song? I've heard it multiple times. Obviously, you keep the same one.
Yep.
What is it?
Don't Mess Around with Jim by Jim Croce.
Why that song?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the message, I guess. Like that, my dad used to listen to a lot of old songs, and the song itself is upbeat, and I like the tune. But like the message is basically talking about like the toughest guy in the pool hall, and then he ended up getting killed by Slim, or the skinny guy in the pool hall. So seemed like a good message for me.
Of course, flyweights are friends, not food.
Exactly.
Talking about, your father there, I heard in other interviews you've spoken about, and you said it to me, when you got offered this fight, you called your coach and you called your dad. Those were the two people you spoke to.
Yeah.
What was your father's reaction after the fight? I take it maybe he's more involved. I know you said your mother isn't the biggest fan of fighting.
So when I say my mum's not the biggest fan, she's not a fan of me getting punched in the face, but she's very supportive and all that sort of stuff. So I just want to make that clear. But yeah, Dad was obviously very happy, proud as you expect him to be, and yeah, just looking forward to me moving forward in the ranks as well. So yeah.
Was there any mention with Dana about that UFC Sydney card, or is that still a little bit up in the air?
No, I didn't talk to Dana about it, but we are starting some talks now about it, as far as opponents and stuff. So, yeah, hopefully that all comes together, but we'll see.
Excellent. Stephen, thank you so much for your time. Your teammate is fighting tonight, correct?
He is, yes.
On
Dragonfire Boxing. So he's fighting for a state title. Richard Lockett.
Dragonfire Boxing. So you'll be going from being in the fire into, are you cornering?
No, I'm not cornering. My dad and my coach are cornering. I'll be in the crowd making a fool of myself, drinking too much, that sort of thing.
You'll be experiencing how the other side
exactly lives. Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for the time and good luck to the team.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.